Hey guys, welcome back to the Mancy Buckets channel. As promised in my other videos, I will be telling you 7 players you guys have to draft in your fantasy leagues this year. This is my first video on fantasy basketball, and I will be posting some more fantasy basketball videos on different strategies to win fantasy and who to avoid in this year's draft. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to win money in your fantasy league. How about we get right into it, shall we? This year is by far the strangest year for fantasy. So many things have changed, like, the 72 game schedule instead of the 82 games that we previously had. Oh, and to add, there are so many crazy moves that have been happening recently. Like, this is legit the first year I couldn't keep track of everything going on, which will make for an interesting year. So predictions are probably going to be difficult. However, there are some players that are destined to have a great season this year, and you will want to draft them. The first player you should be looking to draft comes from the first round of the draft, and that is none other than Luka Doncic. I already have a previous video stating why Luka will be the best player this coming year, so I will not repeat my reasons on this video, but just know the sky is the limit for this dude. To me, he is easily a top 3 pick in this draft, especially if your league accounts for triple doubles and double doubles. So don't miss out on the hype on Luka Doncic. Second player to draft this year is a low-key player that not many people are actually talking about, and that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Sitting under the great Chris Paul's shadow last year, Shai averaged a humble 19 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.1 steals. As you can see, he had a great jump from his rookie year to last year, so his fantasy value has been already going up, let alone Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, and Danilo Gallinari leaving OKC, giving SCG all the usage he wants this year to dominate. This is Shai's team now, so don't be afraid to get this guy in the early 3rd round of your fantasy drafts. Third player to draft this year is a player that has just come off his worst performance in the NBA during the bubble. You probably guessed it. It is the man Russell Westbrook. His value is low this year, with Yahoo projecting him to go in the 3rd round of fantasy drafts. Westbrook will be a steal this year to any team who gets him, as he fills up all the categories in the stat sheet like any first rounder does. Also, there are many reports of him being hungry to have a comeback season this year, so just know Westbrook is hungry. I also want to mention, if you draft Westbrook, you have to know which categories you will be punting, because Westbrook is a special player, and if you have the wrong team around him, your chances of winning will be slim. I will explain different strategies in another video. The 4th player to draft this year is Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon had the best season of his career last season, and he has found his way to have a high usage on the floor, taking Victor Oladipo's role. He averaged 16.5 points per game, 7.1 assists, 4.9 rebounds, and 1.4 threes a game. His outlook is high this year as the Pacers look to prove they still belong in the playoffs next year. If you need a point guard with good assists in the middle rounds, don't be afraid to grab him. 5th player to draft is one of my favorite fantasy prospects and is not getting enough recognition as a fantasy stud, and that is Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis averaged 18.5 points per game, 12.4 rebounds, and 5 assists a game on 54% shooting from the floor, and he doesn't even hurt your free throws as bad as other centers. With all the trade rumors of Miles Turner leaving the Pacers, this leaves the Pacers to focus heavily on their star big man, Sabonis. Go grab Sabonis as early as you can before someone else reaches for him. The final player to draft this year is a high-risk, high-reward player who you might be able to snatch at the lower rounds of your draft, and that is Michael Porter Jr. I know you guys are probably thinking, why would I draft a 6-man? Well, Here's where you're wrong. He's probably not going to be the sixth man for the Nuggets anymore. If you missed the news, the starting small forward Jeremy Grant has signed with the Pistons, who MPG was coming off the bench for. His fantasy value was rising all of last season, and I'm willing to bet his fantasy stock will continue to rise throughout the next season as a starter. Let me know in the comments of anyone you think is going to have a breakout year this year. Like the video for more fantasy videos so I can help you win your league this year. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you all have an awesome draft and an awesome day. Peace out, yo.